world of rock has lost one of its most quietly powerful forces. A man whose guitar work defined a sound, whose songwriting helped shape the golden era of British rock. Mick Ralphs, co-founder of Bad Company and Mott the Hoople, has passed away at the age of 81. His story began far from the spotlight. Born Michael Geoffrey Ralphs on March 31, 1944, in the English countryside of Herefordshire. As a teenager, Ralphs found his calling in the raw emotion of the guitar, guided by the early sounds of blues and rock and roll. In the 1960s, Ralphs began carving his path through local music scenes, playing with bands like the Buddies and Doc Thomas Group, the seeds of what would eventually become Mott the Hoople. When Ian Hunter joined as frontman, and David Bowie offered his game-changing song All the Young Dudes, Ralph's band found its moment. His guitar-powered hits like Rock and Roll Queen and One of the Boys, helping define Mott's glam rock sound, equal parts grit, melody, and lyrical depth. But by 1973, Ralphs felt creatively stifled. The piano-heavy direction of the band no longer reflected his musical vision, so he walked away, not out of frustration but in search of something greater. What followed was nothing short of rock history. Ralphs joined forces with Paul Rodgers and Simon Kirke from Free, and Boz Burrell of King Crimson. With Led Zeppelin's Peter Grant guiding them, they formed Bad Company, a band that redefined what a hard rock supergroup could be. Their debut album, Bad Company, arrived in 1974 like a thunderclap. It shot to #1 in the US and gave the world Can't Get Enough, a song Ralphs originally demoed in his Mott days. His guitar tone, bold, bluesy, and instantly recognizable, became the heartbeat of the band. Over 6 studio albums during the 1970s, Bad Company became a powerhouse of rock. Ralphs co-wrote some of their most enduring anthems, including Feel Like Makin' Love, Movin' On, and Good Lovin' Gone Bad. These weren't just hits, they were the soundtrack of an era. After the band's original lineup disbanded in 1982, Ralphs stepped away from the spotlight but never left music behind. In 1984, he released his solo instrumental album Take This, showcasing a broader palette of influences. He rejoined Paul Rodgers and Simon Kirke for several reunions through the late 90s and 2000s, delighting fans across the globe. In 2016, Ralphs rejoined Bad Company for a major tour alongside Joe Walsh. Their final show, at London's O2 Arena, became a historic moment, though no one knew it at the time. Just days later, Ralphs suffered a stroke that would end his performing career. Although bedridden in the years that followed, his spirit never dimmed, and his legacy continued to grow. His name became synonymous with tasteful guitar work and masterful songwriting. He didn't need to be flashy, he let the music speak. As Bad Company prepares for their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction this November, it's bittersweet to reflect that one of their founding pillars will not be there in person, but his spirit, his sound, and his fingerprints are all over that stage. He is survived by his beloved partner Susie Chavas, his children and stepchildren, and his devoted bandmates, Paul Rodgers, who called him a friend, a songwriting partner, a man with the greatest sense of humor, and Simon Kirke, who remembered him as a wonderful songwriter and an exceptional guitarist. More than anything, Mick Ralphs leaves behind a legacy of songs that last, riffs that rumble through generations, and a quiet strength that defined a golden age of rock music. He may be gone from this world, but his sound, the one that moved millions, will never fade. Rest well, Mick Ralphs. Your music lives on, louder than ever. His journey may have reached its final note, But the resonance of Mick Ralphs' legacy continues to echo far beyond the confines of time. From smoky clubs in England's early rock scene to the grandest arenas filled with roaring fans, his music was more than performance. It was expression, soul, and storytelling through sound. Ralphs didn't just play guitar. He made it speak, scream, cry, and soar. His riffs became signatures, his melodies, memories, and his songs, emotional landmarks for generations who found themselves in the words and sounds he helped create. Even in his quietest moments, Mick carried the presence of a giant, not through volume, but through impact. He helped build not just one, but two iconic bands that transformed the rock landscape. The emotion in Feel Like Makin' Love, the drive in Can't Get Enough, the edge in Good Lovin' Gone Bad, all bore the unmistakable imprint of a man who understood that great music doesn't just fill a room, it fills a lifetime. His absence now leaves a silence. Not one of emptiness, but of reverence. The kind of silence that follows greatness. The kind that lets the music speak louder. Ralphs may have stepped off the stage, but he lives on in every guitar that growls with heart, in every lyric that reaches for truth, and in every fan who presses play to feel that old familiar spark once more. And so, as the curtain falls on a truly remarkable life, the story doesn't end. It simply changes form. In the beat of a drum, the bend of a string, and the soul of a song, Mick Ralphs plays on. Forever. Mick Ralphs was more than a musician. He was a bridge between generations, a craftsman of sound whose work transcended trends and stood the test of time. His legacy is not confined to gold records or Hall of Fame inductions, but lives on in the countless artists he inspired and the fans whose lives were shaped by his music. Whether it was the raw power of a riff or the tenderness hidden within a chord, Ralphs gave the world something lasting. A reminder that true greatness lies in authenticity, in passion, and in the courage to follow one's own musical path. As the amplifiers quiet and the spotlight fades, his music remains, etched into rock's eternal story, where his voice will echo on in every chord struck with soul.